sometimes you just push yourself so much and you don't know what you can achieve if you don't try. I was always creatively inclined. So from 10 to 18, I took semi-private art lessons, and I fought and begged my parents for it. I just really, really, really wanted to do them. And they finally put me in them, and it was wonderful. And it's actually been the biggest thing that's helped me in my career right now. And so I decided to start a different direction, and I did a huge emphasis in neuropsychology through college. Kind of went something a little bit more sciencey because my parents were really thinking that I was not going to get a job, which is fair. And then when I was afterwards, it just became a question of trying to sort of leverage my assets, and what I could do is sort of learn a different aspect of art. And so I decided to start learning Photoshop and InDesign and Illustrator on my own to just sort of help be more competitive in the employment marketplace. And so I ended up punching things in a computer and talking to people, and that was great, but there was a part of me that was severely unfulfilled, and I knew a lot of it came from a place of creativity, and I could see myself doing all these paintings and stuff, and when I could go home, it was just a huge hobby of mine. I hit just a roadblock, just working an admin job after admin job. So I just decided to take a 6-month sabbatical and just let me be me, because I'm a little bit of a workaholic. So I decided to take some time off and just go visit friends and see how things would go. And it turns out that it worked out really wonderfully. It only lasted about a month that I could not do anything. And I started working in a print shop immediately thereafter, and then started learning a little bit more design. And on a whim, I think a couple months later, I think my unemployment was running out at the end of the year. So January, I just decided to change my LinkedIn status aspirationally to being a graphic designer, and my first client reached out to me, and I got to win the bid because I put together a huge marketing pamphlet, as you do when you're in design, and a lot of designers don't really think that way. So I got to really push other things that I do differently than other designers because I came to it in a different path. So even though my bid was higher than almost everyone else that he had asked for bids, he ended up working with me. I knew somebody who worked at Red Bull, and so I kind of got to convince them to let me do some Snapchat filters for them, and then that escalated into being an approved vendor for Red Bull within my first 3 months of doing this again, invoicing Red Bull, and had to go get approved, and there was a whole onboarding process for that, and I felt so cool. And then after that, it sort of blossomed pretty rapidly because I could move faster than agencies could, but also give a really good product and have a little bit of clout because it was a new arena. So other designers weren't there yet, agencies hadn't been there yet either, and so I was able to kind of smooth in to a certain level. I got some really cool projects within the first year. I was able to brand a $2.2 million restaurant called Maison 208, which had Silva Sanat of Cycle 14 Top Chef, and he was also on Chopped. So that got to have a lot of press, and it was a really pretty and cool project. And then I got to do another bar, I think within the next year, called Tinsel, which was a Christmas bar, and it kind of went Philly viral. Things just kept escalating, and then I finally got my first design job after all of that, working at Vanguard doing multimedia design with an emphasis in UX. So I got to see a different side of things, but I really loved my own rhythm and my own clients. I got to see my work come to life. I could just feel that sort of hit of adrenaline, that just to see something that I made come to life and then be sent out into the universe. And so I really just fell in love from there. Life just has a way of doing it, and you either get with it or you get off, and you just, you either opt in and do the best you can, or you just give up and you flake out and you disappear. And I think I did that when I was younger, and I regretted every single second of it. So it's just you have to adhere to the ride that you're on and just kind of go for it.